Good stuff. Thanks for joining me today, Pete. I just wanted to ask you a few simple questions really about our training and what you've enjoyed and sort of the journey we've been on. If you could tell people initially a little bit about why you were looking to start with the trainer, what you were looking to do with your fitness, and a bit about your history.
Sure. Well, history first. I'm 62, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease 10 years ago. Fairly active and cycle a lot, run when I can. But I was conscious that I was neglecting my strength and flexibility training. So that's why I contacted Mike and what we kind of focused our efforts on. So really, I wanted to. My objectives were to learn as much as I possibly could about how to train my body in a more effective way to make me stronger and more flexible.
Yeah, yeah. And what would you say your main sort of benefits you've noticed of working with me?
Um, well, I think the main thing that we achieved when we were working together was a sense of being able to adapt to different circumstances. I became much more aware of my balance. I was able to balance more effectively. That's something which is a challenge in Parkinson's, and I think training, the work we did, helped me to strengthen different parts of my body and apply that effectively to different situations where before I'd struggled, and it gave me a confidence that I could actually do things which I thought I could no longer do. So particularly with I come back to the balance again. That was something which I'd always thought I'd kind of lost, but with the work that we did, built my confidence back up in terms of that aspect. So I was really pleased with that.
Yeah, and that's particularly important in Parkinson's, isn't it? You know, the
Sure.
balance, coordination, proprioception work is often
Yeah.
something that tends to go with people with Parkinson's. So it's the
Yeah.
more you can train that, the better. And that's with people at any age, but particularly even if you don't have Parkinson's, particularly when you get sort of 60 plus, that balance
Sure.
actually work is one of the main things I like to work with people.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is having the confidence to trust your body again, because you get into the habit of thinking that you're older or you've got Parkinson's disease, so you can't do things. But the work that we did together, I think that gave me that renewed confidence.
Just yeah, no, definitely. And have you found training online as opposed to being in a gym and having just some simple bits of equipment at home?
Really good, actually, really effective, much more flexible. You save obviously the time from traveling to and from the gym. And so, yeah, no, I found it ideal. I mean, it's good that we got into the routine of knowing what to have available and what bits of kit that we were going to work on that day, so that it didn't eat into the training time as such. So no, it worked really well. Thought that was an effective way of doing it.
Just yeah. You don't actually need huge amounts of equipment, do you? You know,
No,
a
no.
big gym space, and as long as you've got a yoga mat, I normally get people to buy some simple resistance bands, and if you've got a few light dumbbells as well, we use.
Yes. Yeah, but nothing too onerous and nothing that cluttered up the house. So, like you say, a yoga mat, a few resistance bands and a bit of space. The only hindrance was the dog that kept pestering us, but
Yeah,
that's down to poor management of the dog, not not
yeah,
you.
yeah. Rosie liked to join in our sessions quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And one final question. Just wanted to ask if people were thinking about sort of working with a trainer, maybe never had a personal trainer before, never worked with a coach,
Yeah.
and were a bit unsure about it. What would you say to people who were sort of sitting on the fence about working with a
I
trainer?
would say absolutely go for it because I think whatever fears you have are soon alleviated. I found that you were able to adapt the work that we were doing to my own circumstances really well. So, if I was feeling a tweak in, my knee, for example, from running or cycling, we adapted the training on that day to take into account how my body was feeling and the intensity of stuff. So, it really pays dividends to have someone there who, there's the accountability issue as well, but there's also the expertise and having someone to bounce things off if you have a niggle or, not sure whether to train at certain intensity. And it's much, much more effective than trying to work it out on your own and making mistakes. It's just shortcut to effectiveness, really.
Just yeah. There's always ways around if you're working with an injury. Obviously, focusing on strengthening the right bits, but also just making sure you're not
Yeah.
doing stuff that's going to exacerbate it and annoy it at
Yeah.
the same time. So yeah,
And I think particularly on that, what I found was, if you as a layman, you think if you have an injury, you should leave it alone completely, but there's a certain degree of pressure that you should still put through certain parts of your body at different times to actually speed the recovery. So it's that kind of thing where you need someone with the knowledge and the expertise to help with the intensity of the training.
just just getting that balance right, isn't it? Of doing enough and, like you say,
Mm.
starting building the tissues back up without overdoing it and re-injuring it. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, brilliant. All right. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Pete, and glad you've enjoyed all the training. And yes, I will see you next time.
Cheers, Mike. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.